It's time for Sustainable Living with Glenn Boblitz, the show that helps you be prepared to care for your family regardless of the circumstances that may come your way. Now, here's your host for today, Mark Lamb.
Well, last week we stopped when we were talking about having a good pair of boots. We're going to pick up with blankets and a good wood stove here on Sustainable Living this week with Glenn Boblitz.
Blankets. If you don't have a way to heat your entire house, your bedroom is going to be cold.
Yeah.
Cold winter this year.
Yeah.
There was a band called Three Dog Night.
Yeah, I remember.
We've had some 3 dog nights this past winter. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't know what that is, it means you piled all 3 of the dogs in the bed with you and snuggle up to them because they put off a little heat.
Right.
They will enjoy laying next to you because you're putting off heat too. So with everybody generating a little heat, you could survive it. If you're cold, you really don't sleep. Your body will wake up saying, I'm cold, I'm getting colder.
Yeah.
You know, there's a little thermostat in there that says, wake the hell up and go put a piece of wood on the wood stove. Mm-hmm. So having extra blankets is really good. I suggest wool. Wool is the warmest material that you can put on your bed or on your body.
Okay.
Wool will also keep you warm if it's wet. Did you know that? Wool will keep you warm even though it's wet.
Interesting.
It's the only thing out there that does that. Huh. Imagine that. God designed that one.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I've collected coats over the years just because I work outside.
Right.
They may have some stains or some glue smears and paint on them, but boy, they're warm. And I really don't care about paint stains if I'm cold. I care about being warm.
Right.
Everybody should have that, but there's going to be people that don't. They're going to lose their clothing in a disaster or get pushed out of their home, which is highly possible. So having an extra. I've thought about this so many times. You know, you hear people fleeing out of New York.
Yeah.
Well, what if New York gets bombed? How many people are going to flee out of New York then? They can only carry so much. So
right. It'll be a refugee crisis.
It happens. I mean, all over the world. Every time a war breaks out, nobody wants to be around while 2 countries battle it out. You go, you know, I don't like my government, and because they're a bunch of idiots. But you know, regardless, here we go.
Right.
And you go, I'm not going to, you know, get in the middle of all that because I'm not equipped to battle that kind of battle, but I am equipped to pack my stuff and boogie out of there.
Sure.
And help other people. So you may find that all them extra coats are going to come in real handy.
Yeah.
Maybe even for your own family.
Yeah.
Because I got a feeling I'm going to see some relatives at my farm when it happens. These wood stoves that you see online, you know, people marketplace and all that, a good outside wood stove, someplace to cook that doesn't require gas or anything, you know, the old-fashioned grill, where you can throw some sticks in, build a little fire, or a fire pit, fire ring, I don't care what it is, you're going to have a way to cook and heat your house. You might want to think about that. Is your chimney rated for a wood stove? Just because there's a chimney there does not mean it's rated for a wood stove. A lot of them were built for strictly gas logs. If you don't know, you find somebody that does. Come look at my chimney and tell me if it's in good enough shape to do it, even if it is a wood-rated chimney. Is it in good enough shape that you can do it? Because a cracked chimney will burn your house down. Sparks come through the crack into your attic. Bad news.
Yeah. Jeez.
A lot of houses burn down that way. Make sure it's clean. If you burning wood, you're going to clean your chimney. Creosote will eventually catch fire, and now you have a giant torch that will, for sure and for certain, crack your chimney. Heats up way too fast. It'll get up 1,700 degrees. Fire department shows up. What are they going to do? They're going to shoot cold water down a hot chimney and crack.
Yeah.
Now, they saved your house, but you can never use that chimney again for anything wood.
Yeah.
A whole lot of crap. Medicines. We talked about this earlier. Stocking up on some medicines, Band-Aids, emergency kind of stuff related to medicines and that kind of thing, such as antibiotics. Get you a couple extra tubes. If you're really good, learn how to make your own. There's a lot of herbal stuff out there that can actually help you heal, keep you from getting infected. Now, that's a big subject all on its own. But there's a few primary ones that are growing in people's backyards, in the neighbor's field, that are actually super duper antibiotic. Honey, for goodness sakes. You can smear, and they did this in Egyptian times.
Wow.
They coded surgery. Now, they did surgery 5,000 years ago, including brain surgery, for God's sake. Jeez. They did surgery 5,000 years ago, and they found that they coated some of the incisions with honey because of its antibacterial properties.
Interesting. Wow.
You ever notice honey will not mold?
True. Yeah. It the only thing it can do is maybe crystallize a little bit.
Right.
It turns into sugar or whatever.
Isn't that something? Another great God design.
Oh,
Wool, honey, all that's God's design, and it works every time. So.
Yeah.
But there's I said again, herbals. Comfrey. Comfrey is a real smart thing to learn all the properties of. There's one that's called Bone Knit. I can't think of what it is right off, but get a book. For goodness sakes, you may not have time to research all this, but if crap hits the fan, you're going to have plenty of time. As long as you got a candle to read at night, you're going to be busy in the day. But knowledge, if you don't have the skills or the knowledge, you may not be perfect at it once you've attained that knowledge, but you're going to need a little practical experience to go behind it. You're going to make mistakes, okay, but you can go back and reread because you may not have the computer.
True.
In fact, I'm pretty sure you won't have the computer.
Yeah.
And nor your phone, which is handheld computer.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't know what teenagers are going to do when the phones go out, but I can guess.
They're going to rediscover the outdoors.
Yeah. I won't even get into that. But
all right.
Pain relief. There's a whole wide variety of pain relievers. Wild lettuce. That's one that I definitely use. Discovered it through a friend of mine who happens to be an herbalist, and she's like, wild lettuce. And so I researched it.
Right.
Son of a gun, I had it growing right on my fence line. Snapped the piece off, some milky substance come out of the stem. I didn't have a tincture like she would have, or, I just ate it. I knew it wouldn't kill me, but, I said, I'll try it. And 15 minutes, the pain in my back was gone.
Oh, wow.
I'm saying, okay, this stuff works.
Yeah.
Now I have tincture because I said, well, she wasn't a witch doctor after all. She was a smart lady.
Right.
So she taught a class and showed me how to do a whole lot of things with the herbs that are right around us. And now I have a big jar of this tincture that I can just take a couple spoonfuls, knock a pain out, headache, all the above.
Right.
Holy cow. And I didn't have to go to the pharmacy and pay for a $20 bottle of aspirin. So it's a good subject to learn and start gaining that knowledge. It doesn't matter what it is. Get a hard copy of it for later use, if nothing else. My suggestion is you put the phone down, quit scrolling, turn the TV off, and educate yourself to fill in the gaps of your education. I mean, there's people that have no idea how to change a set of spark plugs.
Right.
You know, maybe you need to get that basic automotive care. What's crazy is I got that book, but I bought it back in like the 70s, you know, and it was just very basic. And I was like, wow, quarter at a yard sale, quarter. Yeah. I'll take that.
Was it the Cheatham or not?
Chilton.
Cheatham.
The Chilton manuals.
Chilton
man.
Manual. I have a Chilton manual somewhere.
I've got a Chilton manual for every car I've owned since 1980. I've got a serious collection. Some of the books are like $150 now.
Wow. Gosh.
I paid $20 for them.
Wow.
But every car I ever got, I buy the Chilton Complete Repair Manual, not just the maintenance manual, the Complete Repair Manual.
Right.
Because I couldn't afford new cars. So if you buy a used car, buy the buy the repair book. That's for sure. Stopped at medicines, antibiotics, pain relievers. I kind of skipped on cooking fuel. You're gonna burn up a lot of wood.
Right.
Trying to heat your house, and you're gonna burn up wood trying to cook and boil water. So this is back to stoves. My goodness, research a rocket stove. That is the simplest thing to build.
Yeah.
And I did a test on how efficient they really are.
Okay.
A bundle of twigs, just sticks, maybe the size of a pencil, 8 inches long, a simple stovepipe, 2 foot each way, and an elbow, and a way to hold that thing upright. So you put the sticks in there, you light it off, and that thing takes off like a torch because it's getting a lot of oxygen. Now you can regulate that oxygen flow in with a rock. Okay. You can just put a rock up and leave a little gap, and it won't burn quite as fast. But to give you an idea how efficient these things are, I had a blue canning pot that you would can vegetables in, a canner.
Okay.
Which is, I think it's 3.5 gallons is what I think it is. Cold water. And I had my little rocket stove built. It was a little better designed than just a simple stovepipe, but same principle. A way to hold the pot and hold the rocket stove upright. Fired it off. In 3 minutes, had boiling water.
Wow.
All right, I want you to do an experiment. You put a whole pot of cold water on your stove, gas stove, electric stove, I don't care what it is, and see how long it takes to boil that water.
Yeah.
It takes a while. Now, after seeing it and timing it on a rocket stove, I'm thinking, okay, I can boil water really fast, which means cooking water, cleaning water, sterilizing water.
Yeah, sure.
So with a handful of twigs, a bundle of twigs, big enough to put, both your hands around, not giant, comfortably in your hands, a little small. You could send a 10-year-old and say, go get me a big handful of twigs. They can do that. They don't have to split wood. You don't need a chainsaw, which is a whole nother issue for wood.
Sure, yeah.
You either stockpile a bunch of split wood now or save enough gas back for a chainsaw.
Right.
Which won't last you very long. Gas does not last forever, but regardless, you need that fuel. Now, if you need something to cook other than that rocket stove, because if you tried to cook on a rocket stove running wide open, you're going to burn your eggs. Right. So there's different techniques to using a grill, a stove, whatever it is. So you may have 3 or 4 ways to burn up wood. But wood's about the only renewable source that I see for us.
Sure.
If crap hits the fan, and after 3 months, you're probably out of fuel, out of liquid fuel, petroleums, unless you've really prepped and have an underground tank somewhere.
What about one of those? It's now this is radio, so you can't see it, but it's shaped like this handle, and it's got that real aggressive cutting blade that's only about 1 inch tall.
Oh, you talking about like a tree pruning
It's
saw.
like a tube.
It's called a bow saw.
Yeah, bow. That's right.
The arch is the bow in
Yeah.
it, and that's what keeps the tension on the blade. Sure, a crosscut saw.
Because you can cut a lot of twigs up and branches.
Well, you can cut up 4 or 5 inches fairly easily with that. The crosscut saw came in different sizes. The big giant ones you would see the lumberjacks using, you
Right.
know, that's 6 feet long.
Right.
That's a crosscut saw too. But they also had other types of crosscut saws that
Right.
were very popular in the 1800s.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody did this. And that was the kids' job to go out and saw and split wood. And, and when I say kids, I'm saying 9, 10 years old.
Right.
They weren't wearing a helmet back then. They didn't need to. They were smart enough to keep the finger away from the sharp end. Now, if you're somebody that's my age, you probably hacked your finger with a hatchet. Bet you didn't do it twice.
I got my leg once.
There you go. You're a smarter man now.
It
though,
bounced
aren't you?
off. And
Yeah. Don't take no wild swing with no hatchet or axe. You know, you make sure you know what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, don't swing an axe in anger. You ever heard that statement?
No, but it makes sense.
Yeah, because you hit your leg. And nobody likes to split wood as a kid,
True.
especially when it's snowing.
Oh, gosh, no.
I can remember my mom saying, fill up the wood box. There's 12 inches of snow out there, and the wood pile is at the other end of the property because my dad didn't want ants and termites near the house.
Makes sense.
So I took my sled and went and got a load of wood. It took 3 sledfuls to fill the wood box up.
All right.
Now, you think I was a happy camper about that? No. But there were cinnamon biscuits involved.
Man
and
alive.
out the door I went.
Absolutely.
My mother, and you mothers pay attention to this one. We had a wood stove. And on a Saturday morning, didn't you want to sleep in? Sure you did. Saturday morning, wintertime, you've been going to school all week, and you didn't want to get up Saturday morning. She would take cinnamon and throw it on the wood stove, on the hot eyes.
Oh.
The cinnamon would go through the house. That smoke, whew, within 30 seconds, that smell was upstairs.
Right. Sure.
And my feet were hitting the floor because that meant cinnamon sticky buns, I recognized it.
Yeah.
Come downstairs and she said, go fill the wood box. Go clean the sidewalk off. And I'm thinking, I've been hoodooed. But, 9 times out of 10, she would reward me with something.
Gotcha.
But that works, folks. That's a funny story. I've told that a lot. Barter items. Bartering will take place when the crap hits the fan.
Right.
Bartering will take place as things get tighter and our supply chain gets a little weak. I do it now. But I wouldn't recommend trading certain items when it really crap hits the fan and strangers want to barter.
Gotcha.
You only barter small amounts. Because if you come out with a 5-gallon bucket of food when everybody around you is very hungry,
Right. Yeah, they're going to know you got a
they're
stock.
going to follow you home and take the rest of your stock.
Right.
So, small amounts is, and you're going to have to build a network of trusted people. Try never to trade with nobody you really don't know or somebody can't verify for. Imagine this: people will lie to you.
Yeah.
People will try to deceive you. So, yes, you can barter and have barter items. Be careful what you're bartering with, and never barter ammo
Okay.
because it may come back at you.
True. That's
You
true.
see, the only reason they haven't robbed you yet because they don't have ammo, and they may make some unbelievable sweet deal for your ammo to come and rob the rest of your stuff.
Sure.
So I tell everyone, don't trade ammo unless the guy you're trading with you've known for a long time and he's on your team.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, you can sit and think about this and you go, that makes sense. Well, start making sense on a whole lot of things you're thinking about. Think it through before you do it.
Yeah.
Next item, trash bags.
See, now I wouldn't have thought of that.
There's 101 uses for trash bags. I mean, it's like an instant knapsack, and I'm talking about the good ones. Now, yes, they are expensive.
Right.
I'm talking about being able to get rid of something that may be infected. Because there's going to be people coming through that are going to be sick and diseased within 3 months. Because they're going to be drinking out of streams, creeks, and rivers.
True. Yeah.
They're going to have all kinds of parasites, makes their body weak, and all the old diseases are going to come back.
Yeah.
that are very bad. And for whatever reason, touching someone or anything like that means that your clothing is now infected. And you'll either have to burn it or rabies. That's another one that's going to come back.
Gosh.
And I'm here to tell you, folks, that is not something you want to mess with. I had to get the shots because I got bit by a fox, a rabid
that's right,
fox.
yeah.
Dang thing cost me $25,000. Me and my wife both had to get the shots. I grabbed the fox, beat it to death. She held the bag open and put the fox in the bag. Then she reaches over and picks the hammer up that I beat this thing with.
That's how she got contaminated.
And she got contaminated. And they say, you got to take this shot too. Because you touched that hammer. Anyway, and it only takes a drop of saliva, a hair where they've licked their hair, and you get it on you, and now you're contaminated. Now, it may take a while to take full effect, but so having something that you can put some infected thing or trash, any kind of debris that you do not want to touch, you can put it in that trash bag and get rid of it, bury it. I don't care how you do it. Instant raincoat, too.
True. Yeah.
Instant knapsack. There is 101 uses. You have to get rid of your trash somewhere. I suggest, making a plan for that. Whether there, back in the 60s, there was little dumps everywhere behind people's barns. And, there's people that rummage through that stuff for the historical value of it.
I know.
Bottle hunting, that was a big thing for me as a kid because there was a great dump behind my neighbor's house. It was a farm for 40, 50 years, and they just dumped everything back there. And
until the 90s, they were digging big holes behind these new houses, and they were burying the trash back there.
Yeah.
And then that all changed.
Yeah, that was a no-no.
Right.
Just think how many tires got buried. Anyway, the trash bags are just a good action item.
Yeah.
Storage bags of any kind, Ziplocs, things, keep things from getting wet and moist. And, if you're traveling on foot and you get hit by a rainstorm, all your food's in a paper bag, you're going to have soggy beans. Wow. So we're getting close to the end here. This is on the security end of what you probably should get. If you think it's going to get that bad where this war comes to our own shore, or something gets triggered for an internal war, which is highly possible, people are getting angrier all the time. All you got to do is watch our government in action, and you ought to be pretty ticked off right off the bat. But it could go hot because there are some angry people here.
Yes.
And I haven't got into the immigrant part. There are people here that seek to do this country harm. And it's already happening. It's just not being publicized. They know it's going on in small ways. If it gets a little more radical, we're going to be at war right here. And it's going to be hard to tell who the enemy is.
Right. Have you seen the guy, the one imam up there in Philadelphia, said we will cheer when the dead American soldiers come home in boxes?
Don't do it in front of me.
We will cheer.
Yeah. Don't burn a flag in front of me. Don't you dare cheer.
That's in the city of brotherly love, brother.
Well, I got a little love for him, a little love tap. But I'm going to shut up now before we go to jail.
Right.
But
I'm
what
just
I-
saying, it's here. Like you said, it's here already.
My point for this last one is some type of body armor.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to go out, and it's not just for guns and stuff, of course it is, but people are going to stab you. Look, in Britain, they took all the guns away from them, and the stabbings went up like 2,000%. Well, duh. If you take all the knives away, they'll beat you with a stick. And you know, having a little body armor on or some type of way to protect yourself. And I don't care if it's an old stop sign you cut down, and I'm not suggesting you cut down state property. Any kind of metal plate will either A, slow down a knife or stop a knife. It probably won't stop some high-powered round, but it will definitely slow it down. But there's better items out there, according to your budget. Mm-hmm. Buy the best you can afford. Your life may depend on it. Your wife's life may depend on it. Mm-hmm. Now, me being ex-military, I've got full body armor for me and my wife. Mm. And if you come around, you'd be surprised. She can shoot as good as I can. But bullets go both ways.
My wife's a better shot, too.
Bullets go both ways.
Yeah.
If you think it's going to get bad enough that you've purchased a weapon and the possibility of you using that weapon is getting higher all the time, then that's because somebody may be shooting back at you. So if you're going to play that game, play with bullets, you're going to have bandages and body armor. And I'm going to leave it right there. That's ugly enough.
Right.
But get your crap together, folks. A little forethought now increases your survival, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to be prepared for anything, but be the prepared as best you can. If you can't be prepared for everything, be prepared as best you can. It increases your survival. We'll leave that there.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Join us again next week for Sustainable Living with Glenn Boblitz, helping you be prepared and not scared. This podcast drops every Friday anywhere you get your podcast.